Hi, I'm Scott. Welcome back to Canard Boulevard. This is another in a series of very short videos based on questions that I have received from people in the comments. I've had a few people ask me about the radio I have in the hangar and what it is and how it plays the CTAF here in my airport. So you can buy radios that are designed for aviation frequencies, but they generally, if they're not dedicated for that type of AM frequency scanning, they don't work very well. I've got a couple radios here. This is an old Maycom receiver. It works. It has an antenna with a SMB adapter on there so that I could plug into an external antenna. But even with an external antenna, it doesn't receive well. It doesn't have very good selection, so the signal it receives is not great. It's also not very loud. It's battery powered, so I did get this USB adapter that replaces the AAA cells or whatever it is that runs on. It works. It does have a squelch, but it's not ideal. Then I have a Baofeng UV5R here. This is a cheap Chinese ham radio. I am a licensed ham radio operator, so I can have this and operate it. This is a transceiver, actually. It's an FM transmitter. However, it can also only receive on aviation frequencies, and in that case, it's actually receiving AM, because aviation frequencies use AM to transmit and not FM. That's why you have that horrible squeal when you have multiple people transmitting at the same time, because you have the carriers and overlapping one another, and the difference between those carrier frequencies is the squeal you hear. So, as you can hear, this is my radio behind me. The Baofeng is terrible, absolutely terrible. The AM receiver in this thing is atrocious. The sensitivity and selectivity of the receiver is atrocious. It works great in FM. It's great as an FM handy-talkie, but for AM, throw it in the trash. It's no good. So then we go to what I actually have, and this is an old 1980s realistic from Radio Shack. It's a Pro 2023 scanner. You can buy these used on eBay for 20 bucks. That's exactly where I got this one, and that's what I paid for it. They're pretty much indestructible. They go forever. This one, when I got it, didn't work. But all that was wrong with it was the speaker was dead. So I replaced the speaker with a new one. Works good as new. It is an actual scanner, so I have it scanning between 123.0, which is our local CTAF, and 121.5. And you probably can't tell, but it's scanning back and forth between them about 4 times a second. So if there are transmissions on either of those frequencies, it will break the squelch, just like you heard, and play it back. And why do I have it scanning 121.5? I didn't explain this, but that is a really good way to know if your ELT is going off. If you pull into your hangar and your scanner is blasting off because your ELT is transmitting, you're going to know about it right away, and you're not going to get a visit from the FAA or CAP or somebody hunting down a rogue ELT that accidentally went off because you had a hard landing. So it's just a fail-safe. Plus, then you get to hear if anybody in the area is transmitting on guard. It does have a rod extended, telescoping antenna that it comes with. Instead, I bought a third-party antenna that is external so that I get a better signal. If anyone's in the pattern, they're clear as day on this. The one you heard here, it was kind of fuzzy, so he's probably a good 10 miles away. As you've got to remember that our radio communications are line of sight, so if he's a little bit farther away, especially being inside the hangar here, because my antenna is inside the hangar, and being inside the hangar, it's not going to pick up those distant transmissions. I could, however, take that antenna and maybe run it around to above the doors there and then put it so it was outside, and I'd probably get a much, much stronger signal, and I'd be able to pick up all the traffic in the area. However, I decided not to do that because there are way too many airports that use that same CTAF frequency as we do, and I would just have this thing going off all day long from all the traffic and all the neighboring airports, and I don't want that. So it works perfectly here. If there's anyone in the pattern, I hear them, and if there's anyone approaching the pattern, I hear them, and it's just kind of handy to hear what's going on in your airport. I actually leave this thing on permanently. I never actually turn it off, so even when I'm not here, this thing is going, and I guess my hangar neighbors hear it as well, and they like it. So anyway, so if you wanted a hangar radio like that, so you could just listen to what's going on the CTAF around you, or maybe you want to hear the AWOS, you could set it up so you could just listen to the AWOS if your airport has one. We don't, unfortunately. But if you did, you could listen to it on there before you even got in the airplane. This one here is the Realistic Pro 2023. There are many different scanners. This is one I picked. There's lots of them on eBay. Again, 20 bucks. You can't go wrong for 20 bucks. And if it's dead, oh well, it was 20 bucks. Hope this video is of some use to you. If you like it, click like. And hey, subscribe to the channel. Really helps me out. I want to get that subscriber count out because then it really helps me get my videos out to other people on YouTube. Thanks for watching.